Welcome to Life Recovery Today, brought to you by New Life. If you're feeling stuck in addiction, grief, anxiety, or broken relationships, you're not alone. Over the next half hour, you'll discover practical tools and biblical truth from the 12 steps of life recovery, designed to help you heal, grow, and thrive. Because recovery isn't just about what you're giving up, it's about who you're becoming. Whether you're new to recovery or looking to go deeper, we have resources to guide you. Bibles, workbooks, devotionals, and real stories of transformation. You can start your journey today on your own, in a group, or through your church. Visit newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to take the next step. This is your time for healing, hope, and freedom. This is Life Recovery Today.
Hi there, Steve Arterburn here. Welcome to Life Recovery Today. I hope you're going to hear something that's going to change your life, because we're going to be talking about transformation. The author of War and Peace, Leo Tolstoy, said this: "Everybody thinks about changing the world. No one thinks about changing himself." Well, I would say, Leo, that might have been true back then, but today a lot of people think about changing themselves. The problem is, too many people think if I just have enough willpower, I can do it on my own. And then that prevents them from experiencing recovery. I want to ask you, what prevents you from experiencing the life that God has planned for you? In our recovery journey, we discover the places that keep us stuck and stop us from moving forward. On this program, we're going to take a look at some of those places where you might be stuck. Now, you might recognize some of the elements of your own stuck places. I hope so, as you watch this and think about, what am I trying to say in addition to what I'm actually saying? Now, every time we get stuck in a place, I'm going to tell you, it usually leaves us projecting the problem onto somebody else, rationalizing about ourselves, and resisting change. But that can be overcome. And if you can't change on your own, which who of us can really fully change on our own, then you call and get some help. We have hundreds of life recovery groups around the country, and you can find them by calling 1-800-NEW-LIFE. But right now, recognize where you might have some stuck places. Well, you know, when you look at that law of responsibility, well, we have to not look at it for everybody else we're trying to help. We need to look at it for ourselves. What's our responsibility? Well, I think our responsibility is to do the best that we can. If we don't know what somebody's dealing with, we either send them on to somebody else or we ask somebody about it. We try to gain some insight. But how irresponsible would it be to fake understanding something that we don't, or act like we can be helpful when we're not really sure if we can be helpful? So it's important that we be responsible in everything that we do. I think when we're sitting in front of somebody, I always believe it is time for transformation. I think it's an opportunity, or it's a point, maybe a turning point, where transformation might begin. Now, let's look at why some people wouldn't want to experience those, the 12 gifts of life recovery, why they wouldn't want to experience those results that come when we go with these 12 laws. Well, first of all, there's this emotional state of fear that's going to prevent me from doing something. I don't want where I'm afraid that I'm going to look like a failure, or I'm afraid that I'm going to be humiliated. So I just stay to myself and I don't do anything that might lead to growth. Then maybe I'm just afraid of somebody knowing me fully and then rejecting me. What a horrible state that is. If I'm so uncertain about myself, I think I'm just going to be totally rejected. And maybe I'm afraid of what I don't know about. I don't know about groups and steps and all. And And maybe I've never really been vulnerable my whole life, and so I'm afraid of kind of putting my guard down and being vulnerable. And maybe I'm afraid of pain. I don't experience that, and I'm afraid of not being able to predict what's going to happen or control what's going to happen. And so I just sit there and do nothing and stagnate in fear. Well, there's another emotional state, and that would be a state of guilt and shame. So if I'm feeling guilt and shame, I'm afraid of producing kind of unworthiness. That when people hear what I've done, they're going to think I'm worthy of anything good. I might be guilty of, maybe I'm in this state of I'm just stuck and I don't want to do anything but be stuck. I want, maybe you can fix me, maybe you can discover me, maybe a miracle could happen, but other than that, I'm just blocking opportunity because I'm guilty. I don't want anybody to know about it. And maybe this guilt is draining me of my voice and my creativity and my volition to do. And then maybe that guilt also sabotages anything that I do. I could be so successful, but because I have this guilt, it's like I don't deserve it, so I don't go for it. And I'll never know what might be possible. Then there's this state of anger too, that could be really draining every bit of energy and power that I have. All of that I am focused in a wasteful way. Perhaps my anger is the thing. Maybe I don't have attention deficit disorder. Maybe it's anger that's diverting my concentration and my focus. Maybe that's it. I'm just so full of rage. Maybe it's contaminating my desires, and my sense of well-being is just poisoned by this anger. And maybe I'm not growing. I'm so angry at somebody else who might even be dead, or certainly long distant in the past, but I'm still angry because I haven't forgiven them. Well, if somebody's in those places, there's some evidence that they need to take some steps to grow. Are they demanding and perfectionistic? A demanding person needs transformation. A perfectionist is a person that is so into everything being right and perfect and proving that they aren't really right and perfect. I mean, it's a really sick way to do, because you can't be perfect. You can demand it of everybody else. And what an insecure existence that is. And then I don't say what I mean. I don't mean what I say. I'm dishonest. I'm duplicitous. I don't even know what's the truth sometimes. That's a sign that I really do need some transformation. Judgmental. I don't want anybody judging me, but I am very judgmental of other people. And I'm pessimistic. I'm obsessed with all of the things that might happen. I have got fear all over the place, and I'm afraid of making mistakes and what it's going to cost. And just naturally, I don't have fun anymore. No fun in my life whatsoever. Or there's just disconnected relationship everywhere. I just work. I don't connect with anybody. It's all about work. It's all about what I do, not about relating. And you go through life thinking, I don't need a relationship, I just need to do stuff. And then at some point, you sit back and you go, you know what, I've missed it. It's the relationship that I need and want, and it's not too late, hopefully. When I refuse to take responsibility for my actions, I need transformation. And then if all of my goals are unrealistic, unfulfilled, just unreasonable, so I'll never ever be what I think I ought to be or could be. I'm just not really focused on reality. So I'll always be miserable because I'll never get there. Grudges with other people. If I have a grudge, if I have bitterness, I've got to transform that. I've got to find what it takes to forgive. And then low frustration tolerance. I mean, just the littlest thing sends me And, I think that's because what I would call emotional augmentation. When you put shame and guilt and fear and all these negative feelings inside of there, everything is going to be augmented. It's going to be more powerful than it needs to be. And so we have to get rid of the negative stuff, resolve the guilt, the fear, and the anger.
Life recovery isn't just about making the courageous choice to give up an addiction or dependency. It's a journey towards health, wholeness, and becoming your very best you. If you need resources to help you in your journey, we can help. There are many life recovery resources that you can do on your own, with a group, or with your church. We have Bibles, workbooks, and devotionals that you can use to work your recovery right where you are. That's the beauty of life recovery. To learn more or to get the Life Recovery Bible or any other life recovery resource, visit liferecoverytoday.net or call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Welcome back. Did you recognize an area or some areas where you might be stuck? I'll tell you, the willingness to take responsibility for your life will lead you to transformation. So many people never own the responsibility to deal with whatever hand they've been dealt. On this segment, you're going to discover how the transformation process actually occurs, and I think you're going to be encouraged by it. So how would this transformation process begin to occur? Well, let me give you 6 words in the process here. And the first word, I'll just say, is illumination. Okay, so what is that? It's exactly what it is. The lights come on, and I see that something is not right in my life. I see that something needs attention, needs help, change needs to be made. I see it. I can see it. I'm illuminated like I never thought I would be. And so that's the first one. It's illumination. Then, secondly, I'll call this one inspiration. So in illumination, I see what's wrong. Inspiration, I start to see what things would be like if it was better. If I made some changes, I see it could be different. I'm not hopeless, helpless, and I don't think I have to stay in this condition. So while I see that there's a problem that's illuminated, I'm inspired because somebody got through to me and gave me some hope for what could be if I would take care of the problem that I now see. Then we have to do a little bit of evaluation. You see, I can know something's wrong. I can start to believe that there's a different future. But I need to evaluate the way I think I'm going to get there. I'm not going to get there by waiting to be miraculously healed. So if I'm just waiting for a miracle, that's pretty irresponsible. The reason they call them miracles is that they rarely ever happen. If they happened all the time, they'd be called things that happen all the time. So waiting for a miracle, see if I evaluate that, it's magical thinking. Thinking it's just all going to work out. I'll just get there. One day I'll just ooze into this better place. No, that we evaluate that thinking and realize it's not going to happen. Or quick fix, instant solution. There is no quick fix. There is no instant solution. Anytime I hear someone say, well, all you have to do, I want to say to them, all you have to do is not say that, because there is no all you have to do. We have to have a lot of things working together to help us move forward and experience transformation. So I evaluate, and then I come down to a place where I see through this evaluation there needs to be a process for transformation. Then, motivation. I need to look at what would motivate me to make or take these steps to change. If my motivation is somebody said I should do it, if I feel like I have to do it, maybe I could look at that, because that's probably not going to last very long. Or if my motivation is I got caught and I've got to do something to kind of make things better, horrible motivation. But if my motivation is simply I've done the research, I haven't done too well. I've done the research, and if I will surrender, if I will try a different way, things can be better. Now, there are a couple of different ways that I can surrender into the right kind of motivation. One is you have this amazing emotional, spiritual experience where everything's going to be different. But another kind of surrender is just compliance. I'm just going to do what other people have done to get better. I don't want to, I don't have to, I don't want to, but I'm going to do it. And so my motivation becomes, I want my life to be different, and I want to make a difference in this world. I want to have some meaning and purpose. Up until now, it's all been about me. I haven't helped, I haven't reached other people, I haven't been a positive influence on anybody. And that is now going to change. The fifth thing is it's not going to always go well. It's not going to be easy. I need determination. And what I'm saying there is that when we have a setback, I'm not going to stop. When things get really tough, I'm not going to be a big baby and say, oh, it didn't work out the way I thought, and give up. I am going to experience what I need to experience. I'm going to be determined. I'm going to keep going. Not going to give up. I'm going to persevere with determination, because anybody can give up. The people that win do not give up. Never stop dancing. When you don't, number 6, realization. You get to experience the life that you never thought you could have. Ephesians 3:20 says, He will accomplish more in our lives and allow us to accomplish more than we ever imagined or even could think up. That's what God does for us. Ephesians 3:20. And that's what God wants for every person that comes to us for help. He wants something so much greater than we could even imagine. And when we live this way, we look back and go, wow, I could have never imagined that I would be so fortunate to get to be part of that experience, whatever it was.
It's hard to find a trusted friend when you're in crisis. Someone who's been there and understands, but who also has the training and skill to give you practical help. Family, friends, and churches want to help, but often they're not equipped to care for those dealing with problems like addiction and pornography, infidelity, anger, depression. New Life Ministries is here to provide help and hope in life's hardest places. We're not focused on making people feel better. We're focused on helping people do the work that will help them be better. At New Life, we have resources available to help you, like books, DVDs, CDs, workshops, and our network of licensed counselors. If you need help, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE and begin your new life today.
Welcome back again. Now, isn't that amazing? We all, anybody can experience a transformed life. And so many people think they're beyond it, they've blown it too much, and it's not possible. But it is. Well, I want to give you one last encouragement for you and on this very special recovery journey. And I'm telling you, there's a lot to be encouraged about when you're not continuing to live in denial. Nobody has gone too far. It's not too late. That you don't have to earn God's grace. It's right there for you. I'll just finish this up with one of my favorite stories. It's a true story, and it happened on a trip to Fairbanks, Alaska. I flew into Fairbanks. It was 40 below zero, they told us as we were landing. Why they would even keep count after about minus 20, I don't know. I just know it was very cold. I walked out of the airport in my little jacket, 40 below zero, went out to my rental car, started to pull away and realized that my rental car was plugged in to a socket because the oil would freeze at 40 below. So I had to get out and unplug the car, wrap the cord around the thing out in the front, and then I made my way to the hotel. It was very cold. So I got into the hotel after driving, and everything looked frozen and dead there in Fairbanks. But in the hotel, it was quite lively. I could hear people in the dining room and all. And so I decided I would put down my bags and I would go have dinner. Well, I was sitting there eating and just minding my own business. There was a little platform right next to me with a table on it. And this guy comes in. Actually, his cologne arrived a little bit before he did. And I looked up, and he obviously was quite wealthy. He had on those little loafers from Italy that make your feet look a couple of sizes too small. He had on a blazer with gold buttons, and he, like a lot of wealthy people, he had good hair. I don't know if it's his hair or he bought it, but it looked good. And he comes up and he sits up and he's right above me. I'm here and he's there, and I try not to stare at him, but it's obvious, this guy has quite a flair for living. Well, this was a very nice restaurant. And a wine steward comes over and I hear him say something, and the guy orders, he says, "I want the best bottle of wine in the house." So I guess the wine steward went back in the back and thawed some out or something because it was so cold. And then he brings it out. He brings out this bottle of wine, and he's doing the thing, unscrewing the cork, going through that whole ritual. And he pours a little bit, and the guy looks like he's gargling with it like Listerine. He's tasting it. And I'm thinking, well, if he doesn't like it, he could just spit it out on me. That'd be horrible. While all this was going on with this affluent man, while I was trying to tamp down any of the jealousy that I had, through a side door, an old woman came in. She had matted hair, looks like she lived out in the elements, an old tattered coat that she draped over a chair on the table by the door. It looked like she'd done this many times. Her skin, you could see from across the room, looked like leather. Someone came up to her, said something, nodded, and eventually, a couple of minutes later, they brought out a bowl of soup with a spoon, and she began to eat the spoon. I watched as the wine steward took the bottle of wine, put it back on his little tray, and he picked up the glass that was across from Mr. Wealthy, put it on the tray, walks down 3 steps, and goes right across the restaurant. Now, there were many beautiful people there that would have loved the attention of this wealthy man, but the wine steward takes the best bottle of wine in the house and walks right over to that old lady at that table. Sets down the bottle, sets down the glass, looks back over at the man over his shoulder, says something to the lady, and she nods yes. He pours her a glass of wine from the best bottle of wine in the house. Couldn't believe it. I look up, and this wealthy dude is standing up, and he has his glass of wine, and he is toasting this old woman, the least of them, toasting in the air with his glass of wine. And she picks up her glass of wine and she does a little movement like a toast back. And she takes a sip from the best bottle of wine in the house. And I thought, that's what Jesus does. Jesus passes up all the beautiful people and he shares the best he has with the least of us. That's the gift of recovery. He gives us renewal, restoration, and recovery. No matter what we've done, no matter what we've been through, He's there for us. He is for you. He loves you. Now share that love with other people. Okay, welcome back, and I hope that you're willing to take just a little step back, look at the places where you might be stuck. Here's what I believe. I believe God has a plan for your life, a calling on your life, and no matter where you've been, no matter what you have done, God is rich in mercy. And if you have a hard time feeling that, why don't you call us? If you need some help, it's 1-800-NEW-LIFE. And that phone call could be that step, that little step, that could lead to the most amazing transformation that you and the people around you never thought possible. A couple of resources. For instance, if you're dealing with sexual integrity, many people are, I've got a life recovery workbook along with the Life Recovery Bible you can get by calling 1-800-NEW-LIFE. It's working the 12 steps specifically for that issue. And do yourself a favor. We have understanding and loving a person with alcohol or drug addiction. So if you've been struggling with alcohol or drug addiction, give this to your family members. It'll help them understand you and love you and move into that acceptance role. 2 more quick resources: understanding and loving your child who smokes pot, not a good thing, and understanding and loving your child with ADHD. As you know, ADHD kind of sets us up for looking for quick fixes and instant solutions. You can help prevent that by helping your child. Hey, thanks for watching. Tell somebody about the program. And if you need help, 1-800-NEW-LIFE, and we can tell you about a life recovery group in your area or online. See you next time.
Thanks for joining us for Life Recovery Today, where we believe your past doesn't have to define your future. If you're ready to take the next step, we're here to help with Bibles, workbooks, devotionals, and more. Visit newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Your journey to healing and freedom can start right now. Until next time, stay hopeful, stay courageous, and keep moving forward.